Okay, so to bring everybody up to speed on where we are right now, off camera, I went through the computer systems and did a run to get the last two clues. So one of them was a run where I had to get a package out of Ares, and I'm like, while I'm in there, let me see if I can actually get into the system and do what I need to do, and I could. So, yeah. Oh, really? Bill Murray is, well, Bill Murray's involved in the new Ghostbusters, from what I understand. And he was involved in that god-awful reboot. But then again, almost everyone was. Oh, and I just want to say, just for clarification's sake, I was not against the reboot because it was a female cast. I was against the reboot because you don't have to reboot fucking Ghostbusters. Do a sequel, but not a reboot. If anything, do something like a sequel that sets up a live-action version of Extreme Ghostbusters. Only problem with that is Egon was the principal character from the old cast, so you'd have to make some adjustments. Anyway, so I have the clues, and I also got into As Technology. It took me forever to get a run from Caleb. Caleb Brightmore gave me the runs for both of them because he gives a lot of Matrix runs, so I just had to keep rejecting until he finally gave me something. And I went into As Technology system. Now, for those who are not familiar with the game, As Technology is not only a corporation, but it's a corporation that owns an entire country. Aztlan is awakened Mexico, more or less, along with a few other parts. Like I think they have the California Baja, and they have some of the territory that was like the southwest part of Texas, like El Paso, and the southern parts of Arizona and New Mexico. They also extend. I think they also extend a fair bit into Central America, like they annexed a few of the countries nearby. But this is also a company that runs that country that practices blood magic. But their computer system is a joke. It was an absolute joke. There was a couple of things of black ice, and I certainly would have expected that, but there was one tar pit in the whole thing that I recall seeing. And there was very little that I couldn't just get through with deception, and there were only a couple of the top-level security data stores. I was very disappointed with them. But anyway, and as I show you the Pocket Secretary, let's go into the notebook and check the tips and clues. Get into where we have the clues here and refresh everybody's memory. From Ares to As Technology, Newsnet Data, Seattle Corps band together to form Power Cartel, prices rise, and you see part of the passcode. From Renraku to Fuchi, Newsnet Data, virus brings down new computer system in South America, origin traced to system files. From As Technology to Mitsuhama, Newsnet Data, nuclear winter for Bismarck, North Dakota after reactor mishap. From Fuchi to Ares, Newsnet Data, state-of-the-art computer installed in Shiawassee Atomic Nuclear Plant, Redmond Barrens. Now, Shiawassee is pretty important here because they're the reason corporations have extraterritoriality, where they can do basically whatever they want on their own grounds. These are the owners of this is actually the location of the nuclear plant that melted down because eco-terrorists broke in, and the Shiawassee guards had to follow certain protocols set aside by the federal government. And the government took Shiawassee to court over it, and then Shiawassee countersued arguing, hey, if we've been allowed to do what was necessary to do to prevent all this, all these people wouldn't be dead. We wouldn't have lost all of these resources either. And it went all the way up to the U.S. Supreme Court, or what was the U.S. at the time, and they voted in favor of Shiawassee. And by extension, all corporations were then, therefore, considered extraterritorial on their lands, and if something happened in there, it stayed within there. They were the ones that had to deal with it. So all the other corporations are like, hey, we can get away with all kinds of shenanigans as long as we do it in one of our own buildings. And that's when things started going to shit. Anyhow, from Mitsuhama to Renraku, Newsnet data. Corpse indicted in Matrix sabotage. Renraku, Fuji, Ares, Mitsuhama, and Lone Star all suspected. Now, I didn't have to actually run in Lone Star to do anything, and that's probably a good thing. I also found out there was actually a matrix system for Hollywood Correctional, but it's only in regards to a secondary run that Caleb can give you. I'm kind of surprised I didn't have to do anything with it while I was in there breaking out Isaac Two-Fists. But there you go. Lone Star. Okay, so yep. So we are outside of a terminal here. And I have everything I need here, so we're going to go into cyberspace. Enter passcode. Now, all those little letters that were in the different clues spell Chernobyl. Yeah, anybody else worried seeing that? Wait till you see where Chernobyl leads us. Okay, got my loadout. I got a couple of extra programs in case I needed to sacrifice something to the I was about to say the tar pits, and then I was going to say pits, and then tar, and oh my god. In case I have to sacrifice something to the tar pits. Oh, it's one of those nights, isn't it? Okay, let's kick this pig. Okay. Alright, well, good so far. UCAS, federal government. Yes, this is the... All things considered, this is one of the toughest systems in the entire game. We are breaking into the federal government. And that's going to put me on a watch list, won't it? Oh well. It's only a game! Alright, enter system. And needless to say, I'm going to be save stating a whole shitload of a lot. I've got Deception actually maxed out. The good thing is I maxed out her computer skill to 12. I have Deception maxed out to 8, and I have the Dex masking maxed out as well. Now this is interesting. I think, this is starting to come back to me. I think this might be the thing where I did all the data steals. I could be wrong, though. Slave module or input-output, I doubt it. I'll try the slave module. Satellite feed, slave module, lead node. Yeah, now that's kind of weird design. You don't normally see a slave module with SPUs right on it, but then again, I mean, it could be, Could be routing from the other side, or routing from the other side. Something from the other side! And so far it's liking the codes I'm laying down. And we found the CPU. So, just as an aside, it doesn't really give you a lot of explanation as to what this hubbub is all about. But basically, oh hell no, not happening. Alright, well if you're going to do that, but what the megacorps are trying to do is basically band together and overthrow the government and just basically take over the UCAS for themselves. And dig that system, huh? Where do we even friggin' begin? Well, what we need to do is start unlocking a lot of those SPUs. So we might as well start there. Okay, this is just access, so not really a big deal. As long as I can crash it fast enough. Which I do. Data routing subprocessor. Okay, so we got a couple of different possibilities here. Let's check out this data store. Okay. Once again, I'll probably sneak some pay data out of this, but I'm not going to waste my time with anything out of a green data store. Because if there's reds all over the place, that's going to be where the real money is, so why waste the deck space? Oh, I did find out something interesting. If you have a run where the Johnson wants a specific file downloaded, there's apparently a bug. There's apparently a bug in the game where you can delete the file for the Johnson to clear up space for something else to download, but you can still turn it in and the Johnson will accept it as if the file was still there. Very weird, but okay, nothing of interest there. Very strange, but yeah, it does allow you to squeeze in another pay data file. Apparently the game still counts it as long as you had downloaded it. Okay, well now I got access to these two data stores. Yeah, basically. Very odd. I never would have thought to try that. Apparently there's several different bugs in this game. Some I'm more willing to try than others. Prisoner files, huh? Captain Chernobyl. Current inmates, no. Previous inmates. Why not? Yeah, I've learned actually with the systems that have the interesting files, the best thing to do is try 3 times in each data store. Because some of them will have up to 2 in the same place. But this way, if you do 3, well, okay, I did not expect to get that into in a green data store. I'm actually kind of surprised about that. Okay, so we got an alert, so we're going to head back to the CPU. But yeah, as long as you do 3 in each, then you can consider it a clean sweep. Do. What. And it looks like I got everything on the left side of the system map. Let's see. Yes, all the data stores on the left are good, so... I'm going to have to go the long way around for that one. So let's head back here and try those bottom right ones. Yeah, in the dice and paper, you can actually have a lot more flexibility with the matrix systems. You can make it look damn near like anything you want. But there's an expectation among deckers that it'll look tech. Because, you know, that's just how the console cowboys and cowgirls roll. I vaguely recall doing one in one of my games that was basically a giant Pac-Man board. So all the ice were ghost monsters, and I think there was roaming data that was like one of the fruits or something like that. It's been a while. I could see a matrix system that looks like Street Fighter, actually. Like the different levels of black ice are different Street Fighter characters, and some are tougher than others. Like the black ice would be Akuma or something like that. Now that's very interesting that the UCAS federal government has a corporate profile. Dan would have to be blue ice, very low, or not blue ice. Well, he'd be in a blue node, but I think if anything, he'd be like Access. That'd be it, because Access really doesn't do anything. Now, having said that, I did once have a game of lost train of thought there. I did once have a game of Street Fighter Alpha 2 that I played against a friend of mine, where I beat him with Dan in 22 straight games. Mainly because I understood what Dan could and couldn't do, so I got close and comboed the hell out of him with the short-range fireball and the short-range shoryuken and all that. And he didn't realize exactly what I was doing, but he knew that it frustrated the ever-loving shit out of him. Cancel the alert. Let me look at something real quick. I've only got one data file. Okay, you know what? I think I'm gonna... Damn it! Piss off! Okay, you know what? I think I'm gonna need to take the long way around on this one. because I want those shut down in case things go badly and I have to go back to the CPU again. Matrix stack, input, output. Yeah. Yeah. Ice doesn't actually have a color in Shadowrun. I mean, there's black ice as a nom de guerre, but it's not like a measure of what it does. I mean, yeah, it's hard to describe. I never had much success with a Power Glove, but I actually do have a Power Glove signed by James Rolfe and Kyle Justin. Kyle Justin, for those who don't know, is Guitar Guy, who wrote the AVGN music. Okay. Okay, fortunately I've got all the, fortunately I've got everything suppressed here so I can get back to the CPU. Yeah, definitely it is cool. I actually met them both at MagFest, and I'm hoping I can go back next year. But I told James something that made him laugh when I showed him the Power Glove. I told him that I bought it on clearance at Toys R Us for $10. So therefore I overpaid by $15. Yeah, last time I was at MagFest was 2017. It was a present for getting through the illnesses and the surgeries and the chemo and everything. And I actually cosplayed as Billy Kane from King of Fighters. What I'm actually thinking of this year is doing Rancid from Time Killers, because it'd be fairly simple to put together, and I actually already have a toy prop chainsaw. Okay. I'm fairly sure that I have everything that I need from this system, so I'm just going to eke out some pay data for the fuck of it. Financial data on the U.S. government. I wonder if we'll get Donald Trump's tax returns. Well, see, you got to pick the... You just have to pick a fat person to be that you want to be. See, I'm lucky. I'm kind of like I have a gut, but it's not so much of one that it can't be hidden under a decent sized shirt. You know, I carry my weight well. The term I use to describe it is fit fat. Oh, bummer. Well, if you could cosplay, what would you do? Yeah, the biggest problem I had with the Billy Kane outfit was the staff, because a friend and I were trying to make a staff that could actually like come apart and put back together and all, And I have one that's actually a real metal staff that's a weapon, but I didn't want to bring that. On top of that, it's black, and I didn't want to paint it red. So what we ended up doing was taking 6-foot lengths of PVC pipe with 6-foot lengths of foam over them and spray painting them red. Problem was, as those were gripped and moved, they ended up having the paint flake off, and that got into everything. Like I still there is still a section of my wallet where the it has the clear window on the front where you can put your ID that has a fleck of that red paint in it. Yeah, but I did actually a lot of work on the jacket. Like I got the back like the back part of the jacket with the writing and everything, and the no smoking that he has. Huh. Was the statute of limitations run out? We can talk about that now. Okay, there, screw it, we're full up. And I got the interesting file. So let's get on out of here. Let's not talk about the government again. Should we talk about the weather? Should we talk about the UCAS federal government? Previous inmates, 6,000. Security expenses, 9,000. Security records, 10,000. Surveillance data, 2,500. Contact dossiers, 7,500. Damn! That was a very profitable enterprise. And we seem to have a new note. You have deleted the virus and saved the citizens of Redmond Barrens. You also managed to divert a large sum of creds to your account. Sega of America thanks you for your efforts. Huh. Yeah, you get I think 50,000 new yen for doing this. Plus you get that. It's totally optional, but pretty cool for completion's sake. And Sega, if you didn't remember from before, actually had one of the cyber decks in here named after them. It wasn't a cyber deck from the actual dice and paper. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised there wasn't a Sega Corp. But hey, yeah, did that. Done and dusted. So with that, let me take a quick inventory. Oh yeah, this reminds me of one of the glitches I heard about. There's apparently a way to get more than 20 clips for your team members. Supposedly you can get all the clips you want. And it's something involving using the trade and distribute. But the only problem is if you buy another clip or if you pick up one that somebody drops, it immediately resets the clip count back to 20. And it's very unlikely that you're going to go through that much ammo before that happens, so it's really not worth it. When did you pick up another predator? Well, that's interesting. Okay, so there is something I would like to do before we get on with the rest of the stuff, and that is go on a little shopping trip. Actually, a couple of shopping trips. Flustered woman passes by you. A moment later, a grungy man passes in pursuit of the woman. Some form of law official chasing a suspect. What's going on here? Monster undercover on the now ground, punk or die. Yeah. Yeah, screw you. Yeah, I got heavy combat armor and I just don't give a fuck. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much XH. Weapons and equipment. Okay, let's see. Yes, this is where we get the shotguns that were being talked about for so long. Only pistols and SMGs can be accessorized. Well, dicks, I forgot about that. Yeah, there's not really much point, okay, well, there's not really much point smart linking that. Well, you can in the Dyson paper you can actually smart link pretty much anything. And actually, one of the other things you can do is gas vent it to minimize barrel climb. You can also put like shock pads on the stocks and such. Yeah, I do not understand for the life of me why they gave, Mega Samurai dude smart goggles instead of a smart link. That still does not make any sense to me. Okay. Let me think for a second. Okay, we got plenty of med kits. That's good. Okay. All right. So let's see. Just have to remember where... Oh, wow, I blundered into it. You enter the Taurus Lara Garden Apartments. Two elves carrying submachine guns greet you at the door. They say nothing but motion you to follow them. They lead you into the elevator and you ride to the top floor. Passing even more armed elves, you enter the penthouse. Inside, you face a bizarre sight. There stands an elf, his face tattooed like a clown. However, his expression reflects his serious nature. This must be Harlequin. Harlequin is a very big name in the Dice and Paper RPG. As a matter of fact, he is believed to be many centuries old. And of the three games that FASA originally put out, Shadowrun was the middle, in terms of timeline. Mech Warrior was the very futuristic one, which is, battle fighting mechs. And the earliest one was Earth Dawn, which is their answer to D&D. Harlequin originated in Earth Dawn and then reappeared in Shadowrun. I don't think he was in Mech Warrior, but I can't swear to that. So we meet. I guess you would eventually have found me, given your resources and abilities. As you have probably guessed, I've been keeping an eye on you since you first arrived in Seattle. You've acquired quite a reputation in your short time here, yet your original mission remains unfulfilled. I will help you if I can. Tell me what you know about my brother Michael. Your brother's death is made worse by the fact that it was wholly unavoidable. I underestimated Thon, and he punished me by destroying those in my employ. I apologize for Michael's death. Who is Thon? Thon is a what, not a who. It is a free spirit, an elemental whose summoner was killed. Thon is older than most, and with age comes power, considerable power in Thon's case. But Thon is cursed. He must replenish his life force, or his form in this world will eventually cease to exist. Thon seeks out magical artifacts and, in a ritual of destruction, absorbs their energies. Currently, Thon's energy is waning, but make no mistake, he is still very powerful and quite dangerous. But to save on expenditure of his energies, he now uses much outside help and avoids direct confrontations. Why is Renraku involved? Good question. Renraku became involved with Thon through Vigor, who was casting about for corporate support. Renraku assigned Mako to the project, but he was easily blinded by the promise of power and became Thon's unwitting pawn. Part of that explains why Vigor pieced out so quick, especially after, I think his name was Ito? Was that his name? Yeah, after Ito got killed. After Thon fragged his relationship with Renraku, Mako was replaced. Ito Ogami is a legendary player of hardball. I've managed to keep him and Renraku off my trail so far. I'm guessing this dialogue changes a little bit if you meet Harlequin first. Though actually I doubt it will, because in order to get to this point, you would have had to do the other three things first. The other three collections of actions. I've killed Ito, so Renraku is no longer involved. You managed to have him killed? Well, I managed to fucking kill him myself. There was no have about it. It seems I am not the only person to underestimate you, although it appears I'll be the only one around to correct my mistake. Well, with Ogami out of the way, Renraku should not bother us any longer. I don't know about that. You show Harlequin the map you retrieved from Renraku. This shows the location of Alicia's tomb, but the reference points have been removed. This map and its counterpart must be what Thon is after. Thon killed your brother. If you really want the revenge you've been after, you must thwart his plans. Earlier I mentioned Vigor. Have you heard of him? You tell Harlequin what you know of Vigor and Jarl. Harlequin frowns when he hears of your contact with them. Vigor is Thon's most trusted lieutenant and the front man for Thon's operations. Jarl is less well known, but just as important to the spirit. Both of them have been using you for information. Oops. Seek out Vigor and Jarl. They are the weak link in the chain. See if you can break it. They are the weakest link. That's why they went goodbye. Okay. And the thing is, because of my copious notes, I actually know where to go next. I imagine you'd probably figure this if you blundered around long enough, but I didn't really feel like doing that. And I seem to remember the person I'm about to talk to mentioning them a long time ago anyway. So I can sort of claim past knowledge. You know what? I may want to spend some karma. Yeah, you know what? After I do these next couple of steps, I think I'm going to stop and and spend some karma, because I'll get karma from them. And might as well be as prepped as I can for the end of things. Back in the jump house. Fat man licking his fingers in the corner booth. Hello? Game? Game, hello? I just suddenly lost my game audio. What the shit? Well, that's freaking weird. Let me just do something real quick. Okay. Yeah. Okay, one moment. That was freaking weird. Yeah, I was about to say back in the home of Chucky Like, but it wasn't going to go with that. Okay, back to Gunderson, where we all began. Information. Info, well, Shadowrunner might be help you. Then they charge that. I need some questions answered. What do you know about a Johnson named Vigor? Word on the Johnson grapevine says he was involved in something nastier than any sane Johnson would touch. They say he's holed up in some secret base in the rat's nest. Later, chum. Okay. Now, the rat's nest is, fortunately, right down this way. This is the place that was constantly cordoned off by Lone Star. This area seems to have been swept with recent activity. Knowing Vigor must be around somewhere around, you start a thorough search of the area. You get lucky and find a secret entrance to an old Fallout shelter. Oh god, not Fallout. After a quick search of the bunker, you find a copy of your overlay map. In addition, the landmark map is rolled up with it. Harlequin should be most interested in this. You leave cautiously, expecting to be jumped at any moment. Fortunately, your luck holds out and you leave the area without incident. And that did indeed get me some more karma, which I will happily spend. Okay, so now what we need to do is head back and talk to Harlequin. Okay. So let's see. Approaching endgame, what do I want to do here? Yeah, I made things a little difficult for me because I kept the firearm skill at a general, but I had raised pistols. Now I could raise shotguns up to a 6, but it would be, well, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what I want to do here. I think I will... I got all that maxed out as far as I can. You know what? I will go ahead and give her some shotgunning. That sounded dirty, didn't it? Hey, baby, want to come back to my place for some shotgunning? Security! I had bumped Freya's sorcery up to 11. And fuck, I forgot that I wanted to buy something else for her. I wanted to see like if I could get her some stronger spells. Alright, well, let's get her biotech up so she can heal as well as Judith if things go completely pear-shaped. And, let's see, yeah, I think I'll... Well, you know what, actually, if I bring his up to 8, that'll cover for both pistols and shotguns. So, yeah, if need be, stick with the horse that brought you. I ain't here to kink shame. Okay. Now, I had forgotten about something I wanted to do, but fortunately, part of what I didn't want to do is back where Harlequin is anyway, and the other part is right in here. Yeah, they're not a big fan of me in the archaeology after I made a run on them. Is that Mana Blast? Mana Storm. Spells at maximum level. Yeah, they're going on the they're apparently going on the idea where your level of magic is the maximum force you can cast a spell at, which is true in the main game too. I don't know anything. I don't really have a lot of use for rock skin. I keep forgetting it's there, honestly. In case I need to go high levels of drain, it would be nice to have the fetish. Yeah, see what I mean? Renraku does not like me. Okay, so I got what I need from there. Back to the Barrens. So before I talk to Harlequin, I'm going to hit Rhiannon's magic shop, because she has some of the more potent spells. Let's see. So I Flame Bolt right now. I don't want Hellblast because I worry about Hellblast hitting everyone. I don't honestly know if it will or not, but I would rather not take the chance. If you have Flame Bolt, you don't use Flame Dart because Flame Dart's the weaker one. Okay. So let's see. See, that's odd. She has invisibility and she has sleep, but I've never saw them purchasable anywhere. Okay, we'll bring the posture down to neutral. Same amount of damage, but I can get a little better success and I still don't take any drain. Okay, I'm happy with that. Alright. Let's go talk to Mr. J. Yeah, that, by the way, is what I think what a Hellblast looks like, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, okay, nice. Hello again, Judith. You have bought my time with your pain. Spend it as you wish. I have some information for you. You show Harlequin the map you retrieved from Renraku and the map you took from Vigor and Jarl, or the place where they were hanging out. Impressive. This shows the exact location of Elysia's tomb, if one is familiar with these landmarks. If Vigor had these maps, then Thawne must be very close to finding the tomb. There is no telling what artifacts are in that tomb. I will not stand idle and let that mockery desecrate the final resting place of such a noble warrior. Harlequin is half standing, his knuckles bone white where he is clenching the chair. Suddenly his animated features go slack, and as he slowly sinks back into his seat, he speaks with quiet determination. As we sit here, Thawne may already be at Elysia's tomb. Judith, you must go now to assemble a team to destroy Thawne. We have very little time, so equip your team well, and when you return here, I will have arranged for your transport to the tomb. Harlequin fixes you with his piercing gaze. Gauge? Piercing gaze. I will whack you with this valve meter. I beseech you, Thawne must be stopped and an elven myth preserved. I'll prepare things on this end for your return. Okay. Well, yeah, where is, hold on, let me just, heal up a bit here. There we go. Yeah, I think we're about as ready as we're going to get. So, yeah, let's go save part of the world, or something like that. Are you prepared for the trip to Elysia's tomb? Yes. Actually, I just want to see something real quick. As we sit here, Thawne may already be at Elysia's tomb. Judith, you must go now to assemble a team to destroy Thawne. We now have very little time, so equip your team well, and when you return here... As you are fucking around, Thawne will... Okay. Are we prepared? Yes. Harlequin takes you to a sleek VTOL, vertical takeoff and landing, craft, whose body bristles with communications and jamming devices. A harried ride with Harlequin at the stick takes you to the entrance of Elysia's tomb. Harlequin gives you a hands-free walkie-talkie. What happens in the tomb is up to you. I'll take care of things out here. Harlequin holds up a hand to stifle your questions and ushers you into the tomb. Or to the tomb. Good luck, my friend. May we meet again. You take a deep breath of fresh air and a last look at the forest. Nodding to Harlequin, you turn and walk into the tomb's antechamber, noticing that the stone doors were literally ripped from the entrance. Well, doesn't that fill me with confidence? Okay, so it looks like we got a maze here. Let's just go ahead and get the power equipment out. Now, hopefully the low ammo hold isn't going to screw me, because since the clips are universal, like the Predator will hold 15 shots, but the shotguns are not going to hold nearly that much. And as you can see, they've already divided down to an equivalent of what was left in the clips. So I have to hope this isn't going to mess with me too badly. If I start having to reload a lot, I'm going to have to switch back to the Predators. Okay, well, so far everybody's looking good. Thank you, heavy combat armor. And this looks like it's going to be a relatively straight shot. Hello? Shadowrunners? Shadowrunners coming through. Hello? Holy shit. Entering the antechamber, you see a giant humanoid creature digging in the dirt ahead. Huge clawed hands pull artifacts from a broken chest, placing them aside. The creature turns from the chest and peers at you. Avon. You have arrived in time to witness the birth of a new era. Kneel, slave. You'll feel something reach into your mind and force you towards the ground. I am Thon, new ruler of this world. With the powers of this tomb, all will kneel to me. The unseen iron grip begins to diminish, and once again you are in control of your actions. What's happening? My power is waning! Harlequin's voice rings over the walkie-talkie he gave you. Judith, the Council is channeling their powers to weaken Thon. He's now susceptible to physical damage. It's all up to you now, Judith. Let him have it. Fuck him up. Fuck him up. Way up. Okay. Quick swig of beverage before the battle begins. I love the idea that they're like, whoop, timeout, gotta heal. It's like, time, I'll do it over. Doesn't count, there was a car coming. Now what'll be even funnier, I don't know exactly what the status was of this fight. So by the time this is over with, if he's already fallen and I'm doing all this for nothing, I would just laugh my ass off if I get back to the fight and he's like, oh, he dropped already. Oh, okay, well, screw him then. Rock and roll, chummers. Holy shit. That's something you'll see every day. The Cortrix's head swivels towards you. I told you my help would be needed, human. His razor-sharp teeth gleam as his voice fills your head. I have Thon under my will at the moment, but soon he will overcome me. You must destroy him. That's what I've been trying to do! When I can no longer contain him, he will attempt to flee the tomb. Its walls are lined with the magical ore auriculum. You must blast the opening of the tomb as he attempts to escape. This will serve two purposes, to crush him with the ore and permanently seal the tomb from others. Can you do this? I guess. Yeah, you're pretty much giving me one option, so sure. You bet. Then get to it, my friend. The fate of this world is balanced upon your actions. Oh, well, thanks for taking care of that for me. As the tomb seals shut, you feel a darkness wash away from your mind. You wonder, can it be true? Is Thon really defeated now that his corporeal form is destroyed? When the dust settles, Harlequin contacts you via walkie-talkie. You did it, Judith. Alicia's powers and secrets are once again at rest. All of Seattle is forever in your debt. But you're a Shadowrunner, so it's probably better they don't know. That said, you feel a wave of exhaustion envelop you. It's over. For now. Interesting ... diagonal down there. Blast Shadowrun across the skyline there. And that's the game! Yay! The original universe creation from the RPG. Very happy for those individuals. They made an incredible game that's brought me a lot of joy over the years. Yes, and because this isn't D&D, you can't do resurrection. Okay, well, I see where they got some of the names for the people you rescued. Some of them were artists. Doc Whitson and Ellis Goodson there. And yes, Seattle would remain forever safe until probably the next night, because it's the Shadowrun world. But at least as far as this version of the game world, it will remain safe forever, because nothing happened afterwards. You know, everything just kind of froze in time. Like I said, this was a game I really loved, because I loved the Dice and Paper game, and it is a lot closer to the Dice and Paper game than the NES version ever was. And I've never finished it up till now, because there are so many things that just make it very, very difficult if you're trying to do it legit. But I'm glad. First off, I want to thank Jason Mount for that female mod that made it a lot more enjoyable for me, because I do like playing female characters, and I will get in touch with him and let him know some of the stuff I found while playing this. If I mentioned this a few times before, if people are interested in a Shadowrun, traditional Shadowrun game, maybe I can do something. I have my own Discord channel, so I have a place where it can happen. And all things considered, this is a really good time. There's a lot of depth into this, especially for a Genesis game around 94. They were figuring out a lot of things to do with the 16-bit era at this time, but it was definitely cool to see this much invested in it. And with one last zap of the Sega logo, we're going to go ahead and sign off from the Seattle of the future. And thanks for being on the ride with me. Yeah, the biggest problem I had with the SNES game, one, I found the isometrics kind of hard to deal with, but the real big problem, there was way too much of one person trying to be everything, because you basically ended up as like a street samurai, decker, dog shaman, which, you know, as much as I like to min-max characters in Dice and Paper games, that kind of thing really just should not happen. You're not going to be effective in any of the roles, especially the shaman part, because your essence is going to be low, and then your sorcery or your magic rating is going to be low, and you know you're going to end up basically being the parlor trick guy of the magic world. You know, maybe you can foof a tiny bit of flame in somebody's face, but a fireball is as likely to kill you from the drain as it is kill your enemies.